for you to have a negative self image. A lot of negative self images come from things that may have happened in your lifetime, things people may have said to you. Media. A lot of media gives off images. You looking at them with your eyes, you may absorb them in your mind. It's also wording, what you hear and whatnot that may make you think, oh, it's something wrong with me when there's nothing wrong with you at all. Okay, so you want to have a um, positive self image. So go ahead, write down your list of positive words you would use to describe yourself. Okay, and let that be the image of who you are and live up to that every day. If that's who you are, wouldn't be easy to do that because you probably already doing it. But like I said, write down the negative words too, and then you want to explore and find out why you think those negative words define who you are. And like I said, if it's an area you need to work on, you can work on it. It doesn't mean that you can't work on it, that's the end right there, that negative image needs to define you. It does not. You have the power and the ability to change a negative image of self into a positive image. If it's something you need to do that, like on the show, what is it? The one of Tyler Perry's show, Why Did I Get Married? When a young woman is talking to the man and she's talking about her weight, and her first husband would badger her about the weight to the point it was shameful. And the guy told her, said, you can change that. That's in your power to change. So if it's something negative, using that weight, like if maybe you picked up some weight, maybe your midsection is too big, you have the power to change that. Okay, so getting, yourself into a positive self image is something that you have to work on if you do not have one. The other important thing is to accept who you are. Do you know who you are? Um, and then do you accept it? You have to know your own weaknesses and strengths and why you behave many times in the manner that you do when it comes to relationships. Okay. Good or bad behaviors. But acceptance of who you are is very important to you being happy. If you don't know who you are and accept who you are, accept that you have weaknesses and strengths, knowing what those weaknesses and strengths are in a relationship. I'll give you a trigger. Let me give you an example. Like, let's say you were growing up, and while you were growing up, someone in your family usually says something to you, a label. Maybe they used to call you stupid. So let's say you're having a conversation, you're in a relationship, you're talking to your spouse, your lover, partner, and they say something to you that made you feel like they were saying you were stupid, and you react to that in a very hostile manner. Okay. You need to know who you are so that you can understand your reactions to certain things, so that you can confront your own behaviors, know where that behavior stems from, and knowing how to correct it. But you must accept who you are. We all are, we all have our own identities, our own likes and dislikes. We need to know that when we're in a relationship, because that's going to affect the dynamics of your relationship. So you want to know that. Um Understanding of self, that comes along with kind of like acceptance of self and knowing who you are. You have to understand yourself, your beliefs. Okay. um let's say that your beliefs about yourself, I'm only talking about self here, will create a perception about your abilities, inabilities, and goals that can be accomplished. So, your own beliefs about yourself will affect your life in many areas. If you don't believe that you're going to have a loving relationship, you probably won't. If you don't believe that you'll have a relationship in which your partner won't cheat, you probably won't. But if you believe that you are um, to have a healthy, happy, successful relationship, uh, you probably will. Okay. And if you believe you deserve that, and that's the relationship that you want, then you can grow that type of relationship, okay, by making good choices. It's not just going to happen for you, but you have to pick the right person, pick somebody that has the same moral values, okay? That's what you have to do in order to have a happy, healthy, successful relationship. You have to realize that belief controls perception. So if you allow yourself to get in a relationship where you know somebody may have cheated on someone else, maybe you got with that person after they broke up with their last lover that they cheated on. So of course the relationship is not going to be successful because you're always going to be thinking that the person is cheating on you. So your abilities to have a successful relationship there is compromised. Period. So reaching the goal of happy and healthy and successful in a relationship with someone that has cheated cannot happen because now they've cheated on their last partner, and now you're constantly going to be looking for that little window that you're going to be looking through. Every little thing that happens, you're going to think, if it's out of the ordinary anyway, you're going to think they cheating on you. Okay, so understanding your own beliefs can help you as you move forward in relationships. Let me give you another example for that. You believe that the person that left their last partner for you, you believe they won't cheat on you because you're different. Your relationship is different. Now, time will decide whether or not that theory pans out. But a lot of time past behavior is an indicator of behavior to come. So just because you have a perception that they love you so much more they won't cheat on you does not make that true. Okay, not at all. It does not make that true. So you can put on paper, like, what beliefs do you have about yourself that could affect a romantic relationship negatively? That's a big question because a lot of times we don't think we're ever the cause of a problem in a relationship. We always point our finger at the other person that caused the problem. Most of the time, it takes big girl drawers to admit you had a problem. Okay, and most people are not ready to confront their own issues. That is the problem in itself. That most people are not ready to confront their own issues. And the other problem is a lot of people don't even think they have issues. Okay, it's always somebody else was the problem. Okay, failure to take responsibility for self, for what their self the problems that they have, and they just don't see it. Some people just don't see it. So get you a piece of paper. Let me repeat that. Write down what beliefs do you have about yourself that could affect a romantic relationship negatively. Okay. What beliefs do you have about yourself that could affect a romantic relationship negatively? Okay. So I'm going to let you all think about whatever beliefs you can have about yourself. You know, it can be a habit. You have the right to have the first plate that's being served on every occasion. Okay, and you beating people in the pot. Okay, it could be something so trivial, but you have to soul search yourself to find out what behavior is it that could affect a relationship that you're in negatively. That's what it boils down to. What types of behavior do you have that you would bring into a relationship that could affect it negatively? Okay. So, the last thing I want to talk about in this series, Why Your Happiness Matter, is forgiveness. Forgiveness, this is a big one. And I want you to ask yourself, who have you not forgiven and why? Okay, because a lot of times the person that we haven't forgiven will be the person that had a huge effect on our life, our behaviors, our thoughts. And anything that we perceive as behavior from that person we haven't forgiven in our other relationships, we will respond to it negatively. Okay, I just want to say forgiveness is a gift to you. Okay, it's not a forgiveness. You don't have to even go tell the person that you forgive them if you don't want to, but forgiveness is a gift to you. Okay, when you don't forgive people, you walk around with that hate, bitterness, anger. You walking around with it. It may not be on your mind every minute of the day, but the effects of it are there. So you walk around with it every single day. You reacting to things inappropriately and you don't even know why anymore. Okay? So forgiveness will keep you also from being a victim to someone else's assessment of who you are. Forgiveness will keep you from being a victim to someone else's assessment of who you are. That's important, okay? Because other people won't know why you acting out, why you upset. They don't know. They don't know about your past. They don't know what happened to you. They don't know why you acting in an extreme manner. They don't know. So it's like the all black women are angry thing. Like all black women are not angry. We know that much. Okay, but we do know that they may have some things to be angry about like any other woman. Okay. So it's like that. You don't want any labels that are really not you. When you don't, um, also you must forgive yourself. Okay. Like a lot of things that happen to people, they blame themselves. They think they was to blame for it. Any type of, especially when it comes to any type of abuse or anything in that line, people usually wind up blaming themselves. If I had it did this, if I would have did that. No. Okay, most of the time, the the truth is you don't have any control over another person. You only are able to control yourself with the knowledge you have and the power at the time. Okay, you only are able to control yourself with the power that you have at and knowledge at the time. That's it. So if it's a time when you wasn't able to fend for yourself, then you couldn't prevent it. Period. Okay? So that forgiving yourself is important. If you're blaming yourself, you have to forgive yourself because not forgiving yourself is going to lead to low self-esteem, bad behavior, and it will affect your life negatively. A lot of times, this negative behavior comes out in drug abuse, alcoholism, sexual promiscuity, abuse of yourself, failed relationships, eating disorders, and a multitude of other behaviors that are self destructive. Okay? So finding happiness has